folks, I'm Papa Boris, and in this video I'm going to begin a hopefully long-running series on what I think is the best deck-building roguelike of the decade, Wildfrost, that was all the rage back in 2023 when it came out. Although, if you haven't seen it, that's okay. I will explain things as I go. Also, I think it ended up being kind of a good thing I couldn't make videos on it 2 years ago because the game has changed a lot since it first came out. So if you did watch content for it back when it came out, this will look quite different. All right, let's go ahead and begin. I have done a little bit of finagling on a new profile here to skip past the tutorial. And let's start. At the beginning of a run, you choose a leader. If your leader dies, your run ends. Anything else, you can keep playing, but if your leader dies, it is over. The stats are as follows. You got your health here, you got your attack, and then you have your counter. Now, if you're wondering what the hell a counter is, well, we'll talk about that as we get into it. I think for this video, oh man, this is an interesting one. I'm going to go ahead and grab this guy because there is some synergy with poison. Poison kind of works the way you'd expect. Every turn you take poison damage equal to your poison stacks, and then your poison stacks go down by 1. Poison in this game is called Shroom. I like this leader because he's the fastest and also has the most health, which gives you a little bit of wiggle room. Okay, let's begin. So you go through, a typical kind of deck building roguelike thing. It's sort of like Slay the Spire, except it's very stripped down. You don't have this giant tree to look at. You just have like a choice of paths, or in this case, no choice at all, before our first battle. At the beginning of a battle, you have to put your leader down on the board somewhere, and here's how this works. So you got these 6 spaces that are your side, and these 6 spaces that are the opponent's side. Every turn after you play a card, everybody's counter goes down by 1. Now, the order is very important. The way that it works, yes, thank you for the tutorial, Mr. Sun. The way that the order works is it goes, you can actually see it if you click this eyeball button. 1, 2, then 3, then 4, then 5, then 6. The enemy does theirs first, and then you go the top, bottom, top, bottom, top, bottom. If your counter reaches 0 during the time that your counter decreases, then you will attack the front of the lane that you're facing. So for example, this Pangoon, when it gets down to 0, will attack my leader and do 1 damage. If this Pangoon attacks, it will also hit my leader. So if the lane is empty, that's not a way you can dodge an attack. This Pangoon will still end up attacking my leader. When you play a card, you don't pay any energy. There's no energy in this game. But playing a card makes everybody's counter go down by 1. So when I play my other companion here, Snoof, everybody's counter decreases. Now the next time I play a card, these Pangoons are going to attack me. So that's how this game works. Now my leader is going to take a beating here and get hit a couple of times. That's fine. We're going to whack this Gogong. This one never attacks. It doesn't have a counter. Instead, it smackbacks, meaning that if you hit it, then it will hit you back. So what I'm going to do now is Scrappy Sword, which just deals 2 damage. This Pangoon, it'll make my Snoof do 3 damage to the Gogong, killing it. If it dies, it doesn't get to smack back. Since I killed 2 at once, I got extra blings. Blings are coin. You get coins when you kill an enemy, and if you kill multiple enemies in the same turn, you get more coins. More enemies you kill, the more coins you get. This is the bell. When it gets down to 0, more enemies comes, and you can see how many more waves there are to come. I'm going to click on it. Clicking on it makes the enemies come early. So now we know that we've got Waddlegoons to fight. So what I'm going to do here is whack this Gobbling. What this guy does is it gives you 4 blings every time you hit him. It's the first fight. It's a very easy fight. So we're just going to try to farm some money off of him. All right, now this guy's going to start taking some poison damage. This is your redraw bell. When it gets down to 0, you can click on it. As a free action, you discard all the cards that are still in your hand and you draw a bunch of new ones. So let's go ahead and keep on whacking this Gobbling. He doesn't actually attack when his counter gets down to 0. He just runs away. So I want to freeze him and get an extra 4 coins. Now, by the way, snow is like freeze. When you're snowed and it's your time for your counter to decrease, then instead of your counter decreasing, your snow decreases. So it's a way to freeze things in place. What I'm going to do here, I believe, is what? Let's go ahead and just Scrappy Sword this Pangoon. So the Waddlegoons is going to hit my leader for 3. It's going to hurt a little bit. We're gonna then kill the Waddlegoons with the Snoof and the poison and get that combo. Now I'm not gonna click the bell this time. I probably shouldn't have clicked it the first time. We're gonna snow the Gobbling again. And then with this free time that we have, now I could hit this goblin. So what's going to happen is it's going to get hit for 0, give me 4 blings, and then it's going to take poison damage and die. So I could just let that happen, or I could take the time to play the Woodhead. And the Woodhead is just a clunker. So the clunkers, the way they work is that their health is scrap, meaning that anytime you get hit for any amount of damage, you just lose a scrap. So you get hit for 1, you get hit for 10, doesn't matter, you lose a scrap. So this is basically there to just take a hit for you. We're going to go ahead and be a little bit frisky. Let's go ahead and click this bell, see what's coming up here. All right, Big Peng, so whenever an ally is killed, its strength goes up by 1. All right, so we'll take a combo then. Let's go ahead and kill this Penguin in the back. And then we'll also kill this Penguin with poison. Okay, my leader still has some HP, so let's have Snoof freeze Big Peng in place and redraw. Okay, we're gonna get really greedy here. We're gonna whack this goblin with a snow stick for just a single damage to get all the blings that we possibly can out of it. Big Peng's frozen. Now, I think at this point, can I take another round of attacks from these? I can. I'm really playing it frisky here. We're gonna freeze Big Peng because I don't want him to ever attack me if I can help it. This Sunrod, what that does is it counts down someone's timer by 2. You can use it on yourself or on enemies. I'm gonna do it on Snoof here, so that Snoof freezes Big Peng some more. Snoof applies 1 snow when hitting an enemy. All right, so now the goblin is definitely going to die. For combo's sake, then we're gonna kill one of these Penguins. All right, now the Penguin's gonna attack. Let's have Snoof take this hit, shall we? Oh, what am I talking about? No. We're gonna have Snoof kill the boss, and we're just gonna Scrappy Sword the Penguin to death. There we go. Okay, that worked out nicely. So yeah, that's the basics. By the way, I didn't mention this, but you can move stuff around as a free action. So that's one of the main advantages you have over the enemy, is that it doesn't cost you anything to reposition, whereas the enemy doesn't get to do it. All right, so here we have a simplified Slay the Spire and node traversal choice. We're gonna get a companion here, and then we have a choice. On the way, we can either get some blings and a card, or a card and a charm. Generally speaking, in this sort of situation, I prefer to get the charm, because you're probably going to spend your blings at a store later on to buy a charm anyway, as we shall see. But I want to get the charm immediately so that I have some more power. This game, things get out of control really fast. I've lost on the base difficulty many times, and I still will sometimes. I'm not like amazing at this game, so I just want to get as much power up front as I can so that I know what to do. All right, now in this game, you can skip rewards, so you don't have to take anything if you don't want to. I'm going to be a little bit of a greed bag here. All these cards are pretty good, but what I'm going to do, actually Blaze Tea in particular, it adds a frenzy. This makes it so that your character attacks an extra time when their counter goes down to 0, but their counter does go up by 1. If I put it on my leader, it's actually very strong, because then I will apply 6 poison with attacks. But I'm going to be greedy. We're going to take Bling Bank. So if this is sitting on the field, anytime an enemy is killed, you get 4 blings. That really adds up if that's like the first thing you get. So I'm going to take it and be greedy. Now we're hoping for a charm here. Let's talk about charms as well. So the way charms work is you can apply them to either cards or to your characters, and they permanently upgrade the character. So for example, I could put this poison shroom onto Snow Stick, and then it will do 2 snow and 1 poison. What I'm actually going to do, of course, though, is put it onto my leader. So now my leader applies 4 poison when hitting instead of 3, which, you know, means 10 total damage instead of 6 total damage. Frozen Travelers is where you get a companion. You do have a companion limit of 3 that you can have in your deck. So we can get Yuki, who's very weak, but her strength increases by 1 every time something is snowed. Fire Fist makes it so that whenever she loses health, she gets Spice. Spice boosts your attack, but only temporarily. Once you attack, you lose your Spice. And then Fulbert's an interesting guy. So whenever you Spice him or Shell him, a random enemy gets an equal amount of snow. Shell is like armor, and Spice we just talked about. I'm going to take Fulbert. I really like him. I don't know if he's actually good, but he is fun. All right, time to play the next battle. All right, so we got someone who gets 2 strength anytime something gets snowed, and someone who applies snow whenever they get hit. So pretty serious business. I got pretty lucky here. In my opening hand, I got both my companions. The thing is, right now, I don't have any synergy for Fulbert. He actually kind of sucks. He's just a 1 attack every 3 turns, so I don't have any way of getting snow or Shell. So maybe it would have actually been smart just to keep him out of the deck entirely. You don't need to take companions with you into battle. What this means, though, I think, is that I'm going to put down Snoof. So the way this is going to work is I can kill this Uba Bear. No, I cannot kill this Uba Bear before it attacks. If I Sunrod my leader, this will go down to 1, you'll go down to 0, you'll whack, and then this thing will have 4 poison, then it'll take 4 poison, and it will get to attack again right before it dies of the poison. So I'm going to get hit for 4 here. Unless, of course, I have Woodhead take the hit, or just accept 4 damage on my leader. I think we'll just play Fulbert and just kind of see what happens. It's still 1 damage every 3 turns, and that's not nothing. So now the question is, do I want to snow my leader to kill this Uba Bear? And I think the answer is no. We'll just have Woodhead take this hit, get him out of the deck. The Snow Gobbler is snowed. I think I'll be able to kill him. Let's also put down Bling Bank. Hang on a second. Where do I want Fulbert to go? Fulbert is fine. I don't want him attacking the Uba Bear and getting snowed. So we'll put the Bling Bank down here. So now this thing is going to die next turn. And I could use Flame Water to permanently increase the attack of one of my characters by 1. Snoof and Fulbert do attack every 3 turns. But I think I'm just going to redraw. I want my Snow Sticks. So now, thanks to this Wave Bell still not having gone off, I have a chance to catch my breath a little bit. It's a little bit awkward. Uba Bear is going to die, but I can't do 4 damage. There's no way that I can get this thing to die, so I'm not getting any kind of combo here. What I'm going to do, I think, then, is just Scrappy Sword this thing. So I can kill it with another Scrappy Sword before it gets me. And it's not getting any combos or anything, but you got to be really careful about the whole combo thing. Because, you know, after the first fight, basically, when you play the game, you need to be just careful about winning and not go too crazy with the combo stuff. Especially since I got this Bling Bank giving me an extra 4 blings per enemy. I'm really not worried about the maximizing the money. All right, so Fulbert's doing just a pitiful damage. What I'm going to do is Sunrod my leader to count down their timer by 2. The reason for that is that'll make it go ahead of this Porcupine. So I have a chance to get this Porcupine down. Oh, I made a little bit of a misplay, though, didn't I? Ah, yes. Okay, so this Frost Stinger makes it so that you get Frost. Frost is like the opposite of Chili Peppers. It makes it so that your attack goes down. I should put it on my leader because my leader has 0 attack. All of my leader's damage comes from the poison, but now the leader goes at the same time as the Frost Stinger. And if I put it down here to take the attack, then it'll kill the Snow Gobbler instead of the Porcupine I was trying to get my leader to kill. Oops. Well, in that case, I think we're just going to have to accept that the Snoof will do 1 less damage next time it attacks. Or I could freeze the Frost Stinger. That's also a possibility. How important is it to do 3? Well, 3 plus 1 does kill the Snow Gobbler. Yeah, all right, I'm going to actually do this. So this way, the Porcupine will get to hit my leader for 4. Watch out for this Barrage. If I had my Bling Bank in this row, it would just die right now. And I am going to Snow Stick this Goblin before it runs away. I'm going to be a little bit greedy. We're gonna knock this thing for some blings, and then don't forget to redraw. Okay, so now this is happening, but that's fine. I'll just take my leader, have my leader hit this, or absorb this Frost. Fulbert will do a damage to the Goblin, which I'm completely fine with. And now things are going pretty well, so I think I will just whack the Goblin for 1. Now this thing has gotten up to 11 attack, and it is going to get to go before any of my stuff, so I got to be a little bit careful. I need to make sure I'm ready to Scrappy Sword this thing when the time comes. Let's see, so what's going to happen is like this. I'm going to Scrappy Sword this, then Snoof and my leader will kill this Frost Stinger. It's going to be 3 plus 4 is 7 on the nose, so I can actually use a Scrappy Sword to start bringing down this Snow Gobbler over here. Okay, so now we can do this, and then this Frost Stinger will die, and we'll get a combo. Okay, this Goblin is again about to run away. Nothing I can do about it. So what I think I'm going to do is, well, I could... Oh, no, it's not... Oh, yeah. If I Scrappy Sword it, it'll just run. It'll run before Fulbert gets to go. I could Sunrod, but Snoof is too far off. Snoof will go down to 1, and this Goblin will still run. So yeah, we're going to just Scrappy Sword this Goblin for 4 more blings. It'll run, and then Fulbert will hit the boss for just 1. Okay, so now I'm going to reload, and then we got a barrage coming. Now, this enemy has 2 snow in a barrage and snow shield. What this means is that you can only snow it for 1. So this is only going to apply 1 snow. I got to be very careful because this thing's starting to get a little bit large, bit of a large Marge situation going on here. I think what I'm going to do is just let Fulbert get snowed. I don't really care about this 1 damage. It doesn't seem to be that big of a deal. So what I'm going to do here is we're going to Sunrod my leader. Fulbert gets snowed. This thing is about to whack for 5, which is a lot of damage. I have a few different options for it. I could just have my leader take it. I could also just Scrappy Sword it. We're not getting any combos, so I don't see any reason to take this damage. We're just going to whack it to death. I'm getting 4 blings per enemy with Bling Bank, so I don't really care too much about combo anyways. Note that if I snow sticked right now, it would do nothing because this guy already has a snow. And also, you can click your redraw bell. So right now, I can just click on it, and it'll count down. Instead of being a free action, it will actually count down, but it's a way to redraw your hand if you're not happy with what you got. Okay, all of my people are about to attack Bumbo. So Bumbo is in some big, big trouble because it's not going to get to go before everybody piles on him. Whack, 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 and you are dead, my friend. All right, so now I'm really looking for ways to apply spice or shell to my people because I need to be able to get Fulbert activated. We have some very interesting choices here. So I can get 2 more companions, which I wouldn't be able to use both of them, but this would let me get to a shop, which is very important. Shops, as we'll see, have some pretty good stuff in them. Or I could take the greedy approach. I can get the treasure, get more blings for the next shop, treasure, and a charm. All right, I'm going to grab the treasure, and I will play it safe. When in doubt, get the companions. Even if you're not going to use them all, it's still good to have them because a lot of companions are highly synergistic. For example, Fulbert, right? He doesn't really do anything unless you have ways to get shells or poison, or shells or spice. So getting them early gives you a sense of like what kind of stuff you want to be looking for to synergize. In this particular case, I'm just going to take, you by the way, you don't need to take anything necessarily, but I'm going to take Berry Blade. It's 4 damage and it heals equal to the damage dealt. It's really, really good. Just a good safe card. And we're going to get some companions. I want to try to fill out my roster and also know what I should be looking for. Okay. So we can do more poison. This guy has a lot of health as well. This is an interesting combo kind of thing. But we're going to grab Foxy. Foxy's a really just good character. Low attack, but attacks 3 times very quickly. And if you find any ways to pump Foxy's attack, that can get really, really strong. So for example, if I had saved this charm and put it on Foxy, then Foxy would also be applying 3 poison with her attacks, for example. Or his attacks. All right, we've got no one who gives anybody any shells or anything. There's heal to 2 and cleanse to everybody. So cleanse would get rid of negative effects. This guy, if you find ways to shell him, he does extra damage equal to that shell. He starts with 2, and he attacks really quickly. And Wallop deals extra damage to snowed enemies. We're going to grab Bonnie, because my leader's going to be taking a lot of hits, and the cleansing is actually really nice. It's very annoying sometimes when enemies apply negative effects. Right now I'm going to get rid of Fulbert, because I still haven't found any synergy for the guy. Well, let's see what we find in this shop. Okay, well, we have some interesting stuff. Crowns are very, very powerful. What crowns do is they make it so that that character or card starts out in your opening hand. So for example, I could make sure that Bling Bank is always in my opening hand. Typically the way people will use these is they will put it on their actual characters, so you can play with more of your characters on the field at the beginning. Now what I could do is I could get this nutshell cake. It's a consume, so it can only be used 1 time. And I could put it on Fulbert. The problem is that it's a consume, so it's only once. Pepper Ring gives everybody 2 spice. That's really good with Foxy. And it also is good with Fulbert, so maybe I'll get it. And then I'm going to just spend the rest of my money on charms, namely 1. I'll buy 1 charm. Okay, we got set attack, health, and counter to 3. That's actually really good in my case. So I can actually use it on Fulbert to boost his attack by 2 at the expense of 1 health, but obviously Foxy's really strong here. So what this is going to do is set Foxy's attack to 3, so now Foxy just deals 9 damage for the low price of 1 HP. Okay, goodbye the nutshell cake. I don't want to overload my deck with stuff though, so we're just going to pass here and save the money for the next shop. We have a boss, Bamboozle. After a boss, you get an extra good reward. So we have an extra tough fight. Let's take a look at what's going on here. So this one hits all enemies for 3, which means that Foxy will die if this guy's allowed to attack. Now, I'm in a situation here where my other 2 characters are both in the deck still. So I have to decide if I want to keep this hand or if I just want to pitch it and let it be. Also, there's this guy who will hit for 8 after a while, but the more I hit it before then, the less damage it does. That's a tough one. So, yeah, Foxy just cannot get hit. You can bring people back, so I could bring Foxy back if needed. Let's see about this Flame Water. If I put it on Foxy, Foxy will do 12 damage. And plus 4 is... Okay, let's do it this way. We're gonna beef up Foxy. I'm gonna just eat this Snowbow attack, I think. And I have a couple different options. I can just whack this guy for 4. And then that will put him up to 14, and then another Scrappy Sword plus Foxy will kill him. Alright. Maybe we'll do it this way. Let's do the Scrappy Sword first. The Snowbow hits my leader for 1, and then this is a heal. And then down he goes. Now, he's not dead. The fight's not over, by the way. So when you kill this first phase, Bamboozle splits into 2, and it's a tough one. So one of them hits for 6 every 6 turns, one of them hits for 2 every 2 turns. The 6th one has a snow shield, so you can't freeze him as much. But they both have the Wild ability. What Wild does is it makes it so that when someone else with Wild dies, you get an extra attack. So if I kill Bam, then Booza will attack twice every 2 turns and apply a snow each time and do 2 damage each time. But I could be able to potentially snow stick him to oblivion. On the other hand, Bam attacks less often, but if I actually let him get up and attack twice, he's going to do 6 damage 2 times. I'm going to focus on Boozle here because I actually could take 12 damage with the help of Woodhead here. So I'm going to put Woodhead down to get him out of my deck. We're going to let the baby Snowbow hit my leader again. And someone's going to need to get snowed, or I could just use my snow sticks. Usually you want to redraw when you have the chance. Got a bit of a problem. This Winter Worm's going to hit for 8. I'm actually going to have to use my Woodhead to get rid of this Winter Worm. I think I am going to pass here. I need to get my stuff onto the table. We need Healer Lady to get going. And we also need the Bling Bank to come down. I'm actually starting to get a little bit nervous. So what we've got going on here is these Snowbows, they only do 1 damage, but they're aimless. So they can hit anybody in the row. They're a real problem. I could do this Pepper Ring. If I do, Foxy would hit for 6 3 times. So 1, 2, unfortunately, and then 3. Or I could do it up here, and it would be like 1, 2, 3, and just kill Bam. The thing is, if I do that, I don't get to kill anybody else, so I miss out on blings. I am a little bit concerned, though, that this is going to get out of control if I don't kill Bam while I've got the chance. Okay, what I could do is I could Scrappy Sword this. It doesn't quite work. It goes to 5, so even if I don't do this, it's still... He's still going to have to use 2 hits on this thing. Okay. I am very unsure. So Snoof was the last card in my deck. I see I got too many rewards, so now my allies don't necessarily show up. Okay, we're going to play the Bling Bank. I'm going to be a little bit greedy, and I might regret it. So, Woodhead goes down for the count. Boozle goes down. This guy hits now for 6 damage twice when he attacks. I am gonna... Oh, I can't save my Bling Bank because the Aimless could always hit it. I don't have a way of snowing the Aimless. That's a problem. Well, what I'm gonna do then is I'm gonna Sunrod Foxy. So the idea is that you might hit my Bling Bank. You didn't. Good. And then you're going to go 1, 2, 3, get a combo and a kill. Bonnie's about to heal everybody for 2. And I got to see what the hell's going to happen when Bam attacks. Well, at this point, I might as well just kill that Snowbow. Okay, and then we pass for free. All right, so now we're gonna snow stick, bam, and just gonna see what happens here. I'm not gonna calculate everything precisely. All right, we're gonna snow stick him again to prevent him from attacking. Ah, didn't quite manage to kill the snow bow, but we survived the fight, so I'm very happy about that. All right, after the boss fights, a bunch of stuff pops out of that thing, and you get your choice of rewards. One of the rewards is always a crown. A few of them are always bells, which are like are artifacts in Slay the Spire. They just kind of like give you a bonus. So 6 health to your leader. First consumed card isn't consumed. This gives +2 to all your items in your deck. That would be very interesting. I mean, it would just make all of these things hit harder. And anything I get that is a multi-attack would do 2 extra damage. So that's tempting. Crown is also good, because you start with another card in your opening hand. And then the charms. Let's see. Gain barrage and reduce attack by 2. So that would mean it would attack the entire row, but the attack would go down by 2. So I could, for example, make it so that Berry Blade deals only 2 damage, but in a barrage. That would go nicely with the whole thing of increasing the attack of all your items. So I could have a 4 damage barraging Berry Blade if I wanted. That's really interesting. I could have Foxy do a barrage for 1. I could have... Okay, you couldn't do it here. So the reduce attack by 2, you have to have the attack to be reduced. Okay. So what I think I'm going to do here is... I'm not going to get this because you can get charms other ways. Generally speaking, I think you probably should be taking these bells. But we're going to grab +2 to all the items, and we're going to take a crown. Charms are the least valuable of the things that are there. So unless there's some really, really incredible charm, you probably don't want to do it. Oh, it's not a choice. Yeah, they probably should have programmed around this. It's the same thing both ways that time. All right, so we've got big hitter, and then heals self for 2 when getting a kill. When an enemy is hit with an item, apply demonize to them. I actually like her quite a bit. We're gonna have to think about who we're taking into battle. I think at this point, maybe Snoof is becoming a bit of a weak link. 3 damage, 1 snow isn't that amazing. You also could consider getting rid of Bonnie. But what this does is you hit somebody with an item, and then they apply Demonize, and then Demonize means that the next time that they take damage, they take double damage. So I'm looking for multi-attack items. I'm also looking for still maybe spices or shells for Fulbert. Okay, these are all good cards. I'm a really big fan of all of them. So Pom Bomb hits all enemies for 5 damage, but they have to be undamaged, and it's actually going to be 7 damage to all of them. Snowcake is a very important card. It's really, really strong. 10 snow is insane. If I had actually had this, I might have taken that bell that makes it so that your first consumed card isn't consumed. Anyone that doesn't have a snow shield, which does include some bosses, you can essentially take them out for a very long time. I'm going to do this. This is just really, really good. As cool as it would be to hit everybody for 7 or hit everybody for 2 plus 2 poison, I think that the Snowcake is really good. And I've taken a lot of cards already, and I don't want to overload my deck, so the consume, making it come out of the deck, is nice. All right, we have an interesting situation here. Shellbow is one of the most broken cards in the game. Unfortunately, I took this bell that makes items do 2 extra attacks. So the way this works is that you hit your own team for 2 in a barrage, but then they get 5 shell. And then with Fulbert, that would mean that a random enemy also gets poisoned for 5. It's amazing. But now that it would be 4 damage and 5 shell, it means that Fulbert would, for example, just die. So maybe that was a reason not to take that bell, is just in case I saw Shellbow, because Shellbow is just such a ridiculous card. We're going to go ahead and put this on Demona, I think. So apply a spice and double the spice. It's a bit slow. This is interesting. So this is permanently increasing attack by 2 in a barrage. I think I'm going to take that. And that does mean I'm not buying a charm in this shop, but that's okay. We'll get some more charms later. So I get another crown. We'll just do this. Eventually you might get some like combos or something. You're like, oh, I want to like have these 3 cards together and do something. Like maybe I could like put a card on Molten Dip and then make sure that, actually I should probably do that. Let's do that just to illustrate. I can put it on Molten Dip. So now I can just put this on Foxy, my leader, and Demona at the start of combat. Now Foxy is doing 15 damage every 3 turns. That's real good. Okay, we're up against the Spice Makos. There are, of course, different enemies in this game, like different battles that you can fight. So we lay everybody out. We bolt and dip them. Rip. Okay, now these are all kind of annoying enemies. When hit, reduce the attacker's attack by 1, and when hit, count down your counter by 1. Luckily, as it happens, I have really good counters to both of these things. My leader does not care about her attack going down. Well, I guess she has Molten Dip, so maybe she does a little bit. And then Grog will just die to Foxy. So the thing is that this also applies to items. So I need to really think about whether I want to hit this thing with items or not. Because 2 plus 4 is 6, and 6 plus 3 is 9, so just one whack with the leader will kill Grumps. I don't need to do anything about this. My leader will attack before Grumps does. I don't even need to Sunrod. In this case, I'm just going to ring the bell, because I want to get my other characters down. I want Bonnie here. I want... Okay, do I actually want to ring the bell? I think I want to ring this bell so that Demona has somebody to attack. Okay, when hit, apply 2 spice to allies in the row. That's fine, because Grog will be dead by the time you get hit. I want Bling Bank down, because someone's about to die. Whack. No targets for that. My leader is hitting Grumps. That's great. I could Flame Water Foxy for even more value. That's an interesting idea. I'm going to just put down Woodhead in case I need to take a hit. Just to be safe. I don't need anything else. So I'm just going to let that happen. Grumps is about to die. The Pepper Witches are both attacking. So here... I can't kill. I'm 1 off from redrawing, and none of these things will be a kill. I'm just going to Snow the Gobbling. We're just going to get some more money. And Bonnie heals up Foxy, which is fine. So now Foxy should go... Oh, hang on a second. I don't want you hitting Grumps. Let's think about this. Foxy can go whack, whack, whack. If it's 7... Yeah, I can get a combo here. Oh, I need to do it like this though. We're gonna Pepper Ring for the combo. Whoops, sorry. Yeah, there we go. Oh yeah, we're gonna Pepper Ring. So the Pepper Witch, the Gobbling, and this other Pepper Witch are all gonna die. Now I redraw. Grumps will die to my leader's attack again. So what I'm going to do here is click the wave bell to bring more enemies on. King Mako is a tough, or King Moko. What he does is every time he's hit, everybody in the battle gets 3 spice. So you have to be careful because if he actually goes off, you die. There is an achievement, by the way, for like having him attack and surviving it, but I'm not going to worry about that. So here, what I think I need to do, I need Grumps to go down so that Foxy can go whack, whack, whack. The question is, do I want to Sunrod Foxy? Foxy would lose an attack if I Sunrodded him. No, he wouldn't. He'd go whack, whack, whack. Yeah, I don't think there's any rush. Let's just play it real cautious here. I'm gonna just kill that Makoko with a couple of Scrappy Swords. Just so that we don't have any issues with people hitting King Moko and then that Makoko goes off. All right, you guys are going to each hit Foxy for 1, which I am fine with. All right. Yeah, Foxy lives. You got to be careful you don't let Foxy die. Now I'm going to oh, no. If I Snow Stick King Moko, that will raise their spice. So I can't hit King Moko here. Awkward. I don't have my Flame Water to beef up Foxy. Okie dokie. What I think I'll do, I guess, is Sunrod my leader. So the Pepper Witches hit Foxy. He lives. Now these Pepper Witches will die. That thing dies of poison. Okay, and now I can just Snow Stick King Moko. And he is going to be in some very, very big trouble. In fact, we'll just snowcake the guy. And down he goes. That's a very fun level. When you die to King Moko, it's so frustrating, but it's like you gotta appreciate the design. All right, here I have a pretty easy choice. We're gonna get the treasure that we have to get, and then we're gonna go north. So we've got Mimic. It's a clunker with 1 HP who attacks whenever an ally in the row attacks. It goes great with Foxy, because Foxy attacks multiple times. Allies gain Zoomlin when drawn. Zoomlin means that you can play him as a free action. And then when a snowed enemy or when a poison enemy dies, I'm not really going crazy with the poison, but I will take the Mimic. Maybe the correct call there was actually just to not take anything. But we have a Muncher. We can go ahead and dump some stuff. So I believe that we can now say we don't need Woodhead, because between Mimic and Bling Bank, we have enough stuff. I don't think I need it. I also could get rid of Flame Water. The thing about Flame Water is there's a charm that gives something consume and increases its effects by 4. So that would be really good to put on Foxy. What I'm going to do is just get rid of a Scrappy Sword. I mean, it's neat to be able to hit somebody for 4 damage. I could also get rid of this Pepper Ring. Yeah, I'm not playing with Fulbert anymore. This actually is a weak link. I'm going to get rid of it. Although, hold on. Okay, so yeah, I was thinking, like, am I really going to keep Flame Water? But this doesn't quite have the synergy potential that Flame Water does. So we're going to get rid of the Pepper Ring. You can just trash 2 cards for free at the Muncher. I really like that design. Just making it easy for the player to get rid of bad cards from their deck or just trim their deck down if they want. All right, gain 2 draw on kill. I think the most natural person for that is Foxy, just because Foxy's the most likely to get kills. I could also have saved the charm and waited for something else. There is a 3 charm limit, so you can only put 3 charms on a particular card, be it a companion, your leader, or a regular card. Okay, we Molten Dip. Now this fight, we got a 5 attacker Barrage, and then this guy. He eats and absorbs a random ally, basically taking their attack, their health, and any abilities that they have. So it's pretty serious business, and you also can't snow him to death. So I really am going to want to try to kill him if I can. Let me think about this. Foxy, my leader, and Demona all go before he does. That's 15, 19, 21, 25. And if I hit him with something, then that'll be an extra 5. Yeah, I think I like that. So the question is, can I do something about this Bigfoot? I could just Snowcake him. I'm going to put down... Hold on, I'm going to do it like this. We're going to put Bonnie down to get the heals going. Gromble, I'm okay with hitting my leader. She'll just get healed. We're just going to Snowcake this Bigfoot. I might have better uses for Snowcake later, but I'm not going to worry about it. We're just going to take care of business here. Do I want to do the Demona thing on the Woolly Drek? No, I don't think I need to. I think we can get this Bling Bank down. And now it's going to be 2 plus 4 is 6. So yeah, we'll just whack it 1 time, and then my leader's going to kill it. Okay, I didn't get a combo. Don't care. I really just don't want to deal with that enemy. Okay, so here I will play the Mimic, because that goes great with Foxy. One thing that this game does a really good job of is like coming up with ways to punish you for attacking. We don't really have that here, but there's like snip smack back enemies. There's enemies with teeth that hurt you if you hit them. So, you know, you can easily like attack and regret it, which is just, you know, delightfully maddening to deal with. So let's see. If Foxy goes first, Foxy will just hit this thing 3 times and kill it. I could hit it for 4. Then the Demonize from Demona will make Foxy's first thing kill it. Oh, and then the Mimic's attacking every time. Okay, I'm not going to count it all the way. We're just going to do a Scrappy Sword whack here and call it a day. So that's basically 8 damage. Oh my god, I forgot about this hit. Foxy almost died. I actually just straight up forgot that guy was going to hit me first. Whoopsie. Alrighty. So now Foxy is about to die. Let's stop that from happening. So let's make sure no one's dying. No one's dying. Okay. So now you're attacking. I could just kill you with a Scrappy Sword. I am taking this Grumble attack. That's fine with me. I don't really care about it. I think I'm just gonna kill this thing. Let's not dick around. Let's just kill it. I'm really just not concerned about combos or anything like that anymore. If I do Sunrod on Foxy, it's going to be 10, 10. Okay, so that's fine. I'll just do it. Oh, hold on. We got to do this correctly. We want the Mimic to be in the same row. There we go. So now we just do this. Okay, that worked out pretty nicely. So we got a bunch of extra cards. And everything is dead. Okay. Now, Demona's about to waste her attack, so I will bring in the next round of enemies. So Big Lou attacks in a barrage for 5 with 2 snow and has snow shield. Pretty serious business. This thing, whenever it's hit, it gets 2 teeth. So from that point on, like if Foxy attacks into it, Foxy just dies. So I really want to make sure Foxy's not in that row. Now I need to figure out how I'm going to deal with this Bigfoot. I really do want to kill it. I think it makes logical sense to just maybe whack it for 6. I really don't want this barrage happening. But with Demona on the case, I will just kill it with anything. So yeah, this is fine. I'm fine with it. I do want to try to kill all the enemies instead of just pummeling the boss to death because, you know, I get the coins from the bling bank, which is nice. Okay, so you are about to hit my leader for 1. I could stop that from happening with a freeze, but I think we want to maybe just Scrappy Sword it to death. All right, this is serious, actually. This is very serious business. Foxy and the Mimic are about to die. I could freeze it, but then I'll kill it. If Foxy attacks into this, it will survive. He will survive. So let me think about this for a second. So what I could do is I could Sunrod Foxy. It'll go kill 10, and then, nah, this guy's not going to die, is it? It's going to go 1, 2, 3, and then Big Lou's barrage will go off, killing Bonnie and my bling bank. Now, there's actually no penalty in the game for your companions dying. So, I could just let that happen. But, for the principle of it, let's try to avoid that. So, my leader could take the barrage, and Demona could take the barrage. And I could put Bonnie back into the deck. And then I could Sunrod Foxy to kill the Pawpaw, which Foxy just barely survives. Okay, no, because it doesn't have any teeth yet. Oh, no, it does. It has 2 teeth. So Foxy just barely survives. Kills it thanks to the Demon Eyes. Mimic hits this down to 10. Foxy hits it down to 5. Mimic hits it down to 3. Foxy kills it with his 3rd hit. Mimic hits this down to 1. This guy goes off. Hits my leader. Everybody gets no. Then I kill it with an item. All right. That's what we're doing. Yep. Oh, except I forgot to put Bonnie back. Ah, the one thing I forgot to do. So if you're playing with Storm Bells, one of the Storm Bells, which is kind of like the New Game Plus system that makes the game harder, is that when companions are killed in battle, they're injured in the next battle, which, you know, is not good. Now, do I want to go to the Muncher? The thing is, these Scrappy Swords do 4 damage, but the Snow Sticks do 3. They also snow. Yeah, I want to go to the Muncher. I want to get blings, and then I want to just go nuts at the shop. You might think, oh, well, the other path had a charm. Don't you want a charm? But the shops, you can buy 3 charms. So the Bling Nail Cave, which gives you, 78 coins, that's essentially a charm. It's the same thing, except I also got to get rid of 2 cards. Okay, we got really good stuff here. So I like the Frost Bell a lot. It applies 2 frost in a barrage, and it actually deals 2 damage now because of the thing. I have the Shell Shield, which is a very good card. 4 shell. So I could bring Fulbert out here, and then when I shell him, it also applies 4 poison to a random enemy. Is that worth taking Bonnie off? I'm really liking Demona. I don't think I want to do Demona off, but do I want to take off Bonnie for that? I'm not sure. Maybe. What I'm going to do is I'm going to buy a charm. By the way, this makes it so that all the cards in your hand get Zoomlin, which is fun. 5 blings from each kill. Okay. It's tempting, but I don't think I need that many blings. My bling bank is already doing a really good job. Ooh, reduced by 1. Oh my god, that's good. That could be a good one for Foxy. for Foxy's final. Gain Noomlin. So this makes it so that you can put it on a card. Well, you can put it on an ally. That's not that great, because then it just means that you can put them onto the battlefield without spending an action. But putting it on a card is very cool, like a repeatable card, because then you can play it and it doesn't take anything. So I could put it on the Flame Water, for example, and every time it pops up, I just play it and I, give Foxy an extra attack. Or Berry Blade, I just whack somebody. Well, that's all well and good. I think I really want this Frost Bell, and I'm very tempted to put Noomlin on it, because that makes it so that for free, every time this comes up, I can barrage, deal 2 damage, apply Demonize to an entire row, and reduce their attack by 2, which in some cases is very strong. I think I'm just going to go for it. It's just one of those things that seems really strong. Of course, Berry Blade to heal for 6 is a free action, and do 6 damage is also good. For Foxy, I think I am going to lower his counter by 1. That seems insane. So now every 2 turns, he's going to do a triple 5 damage attack. So I bought all 3 charms. Only 3 charms are available. We're going to get a crown. And I think for the crown, what I'm going to want is Mimic to go with Foxy. So we're going to start battle. We're going to get Foxy, Demona, and the leader Molten Dip'em, and the Mimic drops. And then Foxy's ready to go every other turn. This is a tricky one. I don't know who to put this on. I could just randomly sort of shove it on Berry Blade or something. And if I kill somebody with it, I get 5 blings. Like, I don't care about it very much either way. I'm just going to do it. The thing is, the blings I spent to buy it are probably never going to get paid back. The question is, do I want to buy this Shell Shield, or do I want to just play without it? I think I'm strong enough I don't need it, so we're going to go over here. All right, this is an interesting boss. Crunker, he's a clunker. He has 8 scrap, so basically you have to hit him 8 times for any amount of damage in order to kill him. I can actually Molten Dip this Mimic, but it's interesting. Do I want to Molten Dip the Mimic? Mimic is a bit vulnerable, but it is attacking every time Foxy attacks. I think it's actually better. It's going to attack more often than Demona is. I didn't even think about that. That might have been the correct combo to have in the first place. Okay, so here is my Frost Bell. I can make it so that when this... Oh, yeah, he has this weird Bombard thing, so he attacks these 3 spots specifically. So I'm going to want to have my leader take that 8 damage, but hopefully I could reduce the incoming damage. So this Spuncher goes every 3 turns. You go every 2 turns. The Frost is sort of wasted a little bit on the Grink, so we're going to put the Frost there. It's free. They both now have Demonized, though it doesn't matter for the boss, unfortunately. Hang on a second. Why didn't that do damage? Add +2 attack to all eligible items in your deck. This is an eligible item. It has 0 attack. It should go up by 2. Is that a bug? I think it's a bug, actually. I really do. I was expecting that to do 2 damage. Interesting. Now, the Bling Bank, obviously I want that to go down, but if this guy actually pops off, I'm in trouble. What I'm going to do, I think, is I'm going to just... I want to ring the bell and get my Snowcake and Snowcake this boss. That's what I want to do. The question is, can I get down this Bling Bank and Bonnie? Well, no. Because if I Bling Bank and Bonnie... Oh, but I could Snow Stick. All right, we're going to try it. I'm going to put down the Bling Bank. My leader is the one who's going to go there to take this Frost. Foxy is going to just myrtlate this Spuncher into next Tuesday. I could even have Foxy kill the Grink, actually. Maybe that makes more sense, because the Grink is the more annoying enemy. It would go 5 + 4 is 9. This thing would die. And then we could get a couple of whacks on Crunker. Aha. Now I need a Snow Stick Crunker to freeze him. Whack. And those multi-attacks are really doing a good job bringing it down. There is, of course, going to be another phase. So, don't get too comfortable. I could now Berry Blade the boss. I could also hit this thing for 12. It's an interesting idea, but let's get Bonnie down. Oh my god, Foxy's ready to attack again. That's crazy. Okay. So let's do it like this. And... well... I guess I could just heal nobody. If I put my leader up here, she's going to hit Crunker. I could bring in the next enemy, but that seems a little bit foolhardy. Okay, let's do it this way. Fine. We're going to do this. So I hit him. I heal Foxy for nothing. I heal my leader up. And then my leader will... Oh, no, never mind. My leader put the poison on, and then Foxy actually had enough damage to finish this guy off. Okay, so then Krunker turns into this, so now he actually has 50 HP. So my Snow Cake unfortunately doesn't work on him because he has Snow Shield, but he can actually hit his own side. So you got to be very careful. He's hitting these back 4 spots right now. Okay, what I think I'm going to do is Snow Stick him. And then we need to apply a Frost Bell. So he only deals 1 damage with his Bombard. So I just need to make sure that my clunkers aren't the ones who are where he's standing. And then it's fine. Okay, I can also pop him for 12 damage with Berry Blade. I could pop anybody for 12 damage. Well, not you. But I can just pop this thing for 12 damage. Maybe we should be up here doing these attacks to get through more enemies. I could also ring the bell to get my Snow Stick and then delay Krunker. I'm going to try ringing the bell. I don't know if this is correct, but the thing is if I get another Frost Bell, I can actually make him do 0 damage. And I did, in fact, get my Frost Bell again. One thing I forgot about is the possibility of Sun Rodding Foxy to make him get kills and draw extra cards on kill. Can I just bring the next... I'm going to just do it. Oh, I shouldn't have done that. I forgot about the Ice Forge. So which the Ice Forge does is it makes it so that all the enemies do 2 extra damage and all you guys do 2 less. But I think I have a way out, which is I can do this with Noomlin, and then I can Sunrod Foxy and have Foxy kill the Ice Forge before Krunker attacks. So Krunker is going to go back down to 0 damage because I had 2 Frost Bells applied to him. Okay, you guys are doing basically nothing here. Foxy is attacking again. All right, let's put you here. Let's be greedy. Let's get everybody. Let's kill all these guys. And I think, let me just see, what is this? 10 plus 4 is 14. Then you hit. Then you kill this thing. All right, we're going to try this. We're going to whack him for 12 with a Berry Blade. Oh, I didn't take into account that Foxy was going to get frosted. Ah, that was my mistake. Oh, never mind. The boss still dies. Alrighty. Well, that was good. We got our other bonus. You get this twice during a run. No crown this time. Interesting. So we have extra frost. That would be good on my frost charm to make it do 3 instead of 2. 3 health on kill restored. I don't have anyone doing that. Extra card draw. You just draw an extra card whenever you start battle or whenever you ring the bell. Redraw bell fully charged, and recalling a companion counts down there. All right, I'm going to take these 2. So 1 card draw, and then your redraw bell is fully charged. So if you don't like your opening hand, you can just redraw. All right, we can get a card or we can get blings, and then we have a pretty hard fight here. I think I'm good. I think I have a strong deck. That's one of the tricky things about Wildfrost is you just got to realize that sometimes your deck is good enough to just win, which is obviously tough to know if you haven't played the game before. But when it's good enough to win, you just need to leave well enough alone. I am going to do Molten Dip on Foxy, Mimic, and Demona because they attack the fastest. It's probably what I should have been doing in the first place. And then my leader comes down. Now here we have the Hogs. So they're very little. Look at this late game fight with these dinky Hogs, but they all have Wild. So anytime one of them dies, all of them get an extra attack. Which means that if all these little piggies die, this thing is going to have 4 attacks. And it has Smack Back. So if you hit it, it whacks you back and you die. I have lost a lot of runs doing that. Now, the good news is that we have Snow Cake, so we can just take him out of the fight, which is what I'm going to do. And now, the idea is that we are going to kill all of these pigs and not care about the wild stuff. Actually, thing is, I want my Bling Bank to go down before I kill these 2 pigs. How much do I care about killing this extra pig? You know, I want the Bling Bank down. I want it down. So Foxy goes down to 1 HP, a little bit dicey, you might say. Oh, that guy. Yeah, it's good that I did that because that ended up dying anyway. I didn't actually have to sword it to death. Okay, now we need somebody out here. All right, you have smack back, and we also have this very dangerous enemy while active, +1 attack to all allies. So this can really quickly get out of control. But we're fine. So what I'm going to do here is bring down the attack of that pig to nothing so that when it attacks Foxy, Foxy lives. Then I am going to snow stick this warthog so it doesn't smack back Demona and kill her when she attacks it. Now, this thing's going to hit Foxy twice for 0 damage. So Foxy is then going to go ham. Kill, Mimic kills, Foxy goes there, Mimic kills, Foxy goes there and kills. So I just need to make sure I don't die. I think what I'm going to do here is kill this goblin. I don't care about milking it for money at this point. I'm just going to kill this goblin. In fact, this should be like this, shouldn't it? So I want Foxy to attack, and then I want the Mimic to also attack when my leader attacks. And we're going to go ahead and just get Bonnie down so that maybe she can kill off Foxy's HP at some point. Yeah, so we do actually milk this goblin quite a bit. Okay, great. Let's bring out the next wave. So Razor has Wild, hits for 3, and if you kill all of his buddies, it'll hit you a bunch of times for 3. Now, the good news is I got this Frost Spell, so I'm going to just do this. Make sure no one's attacking into this Warthog. Perfect. Great. Now, I need to organize everybody to get ready for this party. We need to get these pigs in the back. I should maybe consider redrawing, actually. Although, if I hit this thing for 6, and Foxy hits it for 10, it's 16. It's not quite enough. I do need to freeze it. I'm just going to freeze it now. I'm going to play it safe. Okay, so these things will now kill Foxy. So I'm going to redraw to see if I can get my frost thing. I did. Great. So we do that. So now these things do no damage. And I'm going to have Bonnie take these hogs just in case I'm missing something. Just in case I screwed some up somehow. Do I need to kill these hogs? I don't think I need to kill these hogs. I'm not going to worry about those hogs. We're going to just pump up Foxy's attack. And really make sure he doesn't die. Yes, the thing is frozen. No, hold on. If I do this, this enemy goes first, the snow disappears, Foxy hits it for 10, it lives, and then whacks Foxy back, and Foxy dies. Okay, good thing I double checked that one. This fight could have gotten a little bit awkward if I had let that go through. Okay, so now everyone's just gonna go ham with the with the wildness. These guys are all attacking a gajillion times. Luckily, Frostbelt, very strong card, and you guys do 0 damage. Congratulations on that. Thanks for playing, and we're just gonna, I think, Berry Bell here. Berry Blade, I mean. Berry Bell is a different card. And you can hit me 4 times for 0 damage. Thanks for doing that. Okay, so now these pigs do 0 damage, which means anything happens, and then Foxy's gonna lead the charge and kill the enemy. There are allies, by the way, that have an effect when you're hit, and you can like do stuff like this and really abuse it. Okay. So this fight really shows what a cool game this is. You know, like that was strong, but also a little slip up, and I would have been in desperate trouble. We got to go to the shop at the end. You pretty much always end up wanting to go to the shop unless you have some very weird lack of money. I am not using these scrappy swords. And the flame water is a real weak link. The issue is if I get a cake charm, I'm going to be really annoyed I got rid of this flame water. I'm going to keep it. I am going to be drawing cards when I kill stuff with Foxy, so I'm willing to just kind of keep it as a gamble and not worry too much if I see it. Okay, so we definitely want a crown. We also want to buy 3 charms. +2 attack, that's pretty good. Gain 1 frenzy and aimless, so it activates twice, but you can't control where in the row it hits. And add an extra scrap. Okay, that's great. So what we're gonna do is put the scrap on the Mimic, so the Mimic can actually take a hit if I mess up somehow, and still keep on clunking. For this, we don't want Bling Bank anymore. I probably should have gotten rid of Bling Bank. Bling Bank's basically just like a, you know, like a woodhead at this point. We'll put it on Bonnie so that she can just start the fight in play. This Battle Charm, I could put it on the Mimic and have it hit harder, but I want to put it on Frostbell. It has Noomlin, so this would now let me actually do damage with it, which I think could be helpful. And this I am not sure about. I could do something like this and just have it hit twice, not caring who I hit. I mean, usually when I'm using Berry Blade, I definitely want it to hit somebody in particular. You can also put it on buffs, and then if you put an ally in the row by themselves, the problem is that I'm going to have a full board because I'm using the Mimic, so I'm not going to be able to finagle it. This might not be worth using is the thing. Sometimes you actually, the correct way, I'm not going to mess around with it. Let's just not screw with it. Let's go fight the boss. So this is the final boss here. When health is lost, gain at equal attack to self and allies. So that's pretty serious business. You want to try to not attack him until you're killing him. Okay. We also want to kill this guy who is giving frenzy to all allies, which is obviously a big problem. And this thing restores 4 health to all allies when it attacks. Okay, so what I would like to do is try to kill these 3 things exactly and then go after the boss. So let's see. You attack for 5, Mimic finishes off. You attack for 5, Mimic finishes off. You attack for 5, and that's 9. Okay, so I want to hit you because you are the one who is going to survive. Or I could just Sunrod Foxy. Let's just do that. This seems easy. Let's just do it. So Foxy goes now. That guy was going to Frost Foxy. Otherwise, I didn't want to have to mess around with that. And this way, Foxy goes again. Now what I'm going to do is Snow Stick this boss just to delay him. And we're just going to keep Snow Sticking him. So I really do need to kill that guy before anything troublesome happens. I am going to Berry Blade him just for, well, actually, I guess we'll Snow Stick him. Foxy's gonna go before, yeah, no, we'll just Berry Blade him. This should be fine. He's gonna get whomped before he can attack with his massive amount of attack. And I guess I'll just Flame Water Foxy for laughs. I didn't want to hit the bell, by the way, because I don't want all the allies that come out on the board to get this extra attack. All right, the way the Frost Guardian works is that whenever an ally is killed, he gets 2 attack, but also loses half his health. So you want to try to kill all of his allies. I am gonna Frost Bell here. And now I need to be careful because when this guy is hit, he applies 2 snow to the attacker. So I don't want Frosty to hit him. I just want to kill him. And I guess Berry Blade's a good way to do that. Okay. Let's, oh gosh, more crap over here. Okay, we're gonna just Snow Stick the boss. I am not gonna calculate everything precisely here. Just kind of see what the hell happens. Okay. So the Frostbell doing 2 damage is relevant because these guys all have Demonized from the last time I Frostbelled them. So now this is going to deal 4 damage. So it actually makes quite a big difference. Oh, this guy's about to do 10 damage. So we're just going to not let that happen. He's down to 14 HP though. Okay. Yeah, he'll die. Now, one of the great twists when this game came out, everybody experienced it their first time playing, is that when you kill the boss, this happens. And that character, that leader, as well as some of the allies who are in your party, we're gonna get some achievements here. You always get a lot, of course, for your first win. That party that you played with becomes the new boss. So and then the charms that you actually put on them stick around. So notice how Foxy has 3 attack and a 2 counter. That's because of the charms that I had on him. So it's very nifty. Like, obviously some of the stuff is modified. They get big boosts to their health. And there's some other generic enemies that go with them. But yeah, if you have a really strong party, then the next time you play the game, you're going to have to fight against a really strong boss. Okay, we got a whole bunch of stuff going on here. We'll talk about that next time because this video's already been an hour. Thanks for watching, everybody. I hope you enjoyed it. Please like and or subscribe, and I'll see you again soon. Take care.